Hey guys, and welcome to Skier's 10th task, Friend from the West Part 1. So this task chain actually unlocks so you can have Peacekeeper and his tasks. So for this task you need to kill 5 USECs on Shoreline. You also need to collect 2 MBSS backpacks, as well as collect 4 AVS rigs. So the best way to collect the MBSS backpacks as well as the AVS is actually on Ragman. So for tier 1 of Ragman, all it's going to do is cost you 2 level 1 dog tags or higher per MBSS bag, and then on tier 2 for Ragman you can buy the AVS rigs here. Now for killing USECs on Shoreline, this is kind of RNG based because you don't know who you're going to be fighting. But in this guide I'm going to show you the best way to ambush them before they even get a chance to push up to the resort. So to start off, we're going to start at the collapsed tunnel spawn. So you could either spawn on the beach or by the ambulances. So if you get this spawn, what you want to do is head straight over to where it says estates. There is a pylon that's just out by itself next to the water. What you want to do is just follow the water a little bit and basically find a bush and sit. Where you want to be looking is towards the estates and the left side of the road. The way it kind of like goes down the hill a little bit. People will be coming at you from the left hand side, so people will be going from left to right side. So you only really want to camp this area for like the first initial start. Anywhere longer will just be a waste of your time. This next one, it is going to be the town spawn or just above the town spawn. What you want to do straight away is head straight towards the estates. You can see on the map where there's a little crook in the road where it goes up and then down past the estates. Where you want to be is at the very top of that bend. Once you're looking down towards where that pylon is, people are going to be heading from right to left. Now once again, you don't want to be here too long because this is just an initial spawn camp. And now for the final east side spawn. So this is actually the swamp spawn. What you want to do is follow the wall as far as you can go until you hit like this rock on your right hand side. Then you want to head straight towards a pylon that's directly in front of you. Now what you want to do is sit at that pylon or just continue on for a little bit. If you look across the way from you in the little valley that's there, there is a campsite on the opposite side. Now what a lot of people do, if they spawn at those first 2 spawns that I just showed you, what they like to do is go up to that ridge and just keep walking along that ridge. Now this is where it's your opportunity just to snipe them down. So I wanted to just show you 2 quick locations that are just a nice little camp spots. So this one is just above the bus depot. There is quite a bit of traffic, surprisingly, that comes through bus depot. So if you just sit above these rocks, if you get in the right position, you can actually see the right hand side of the bus depot as well. People are trying to avoid it and kind of like follow the road up. So the next juicy spot we call the lookout. So there's this concrete platform just above where the river starts. What you can do is lie down there. You can see people coming up from the west side and the east side where the bus depot is, and also down by the power station, which is a very powerful spot to be looking at as well. So people doing their scav quests, you've got a very powerful position to snipe them from. So for now, for the west side, you got the rock passage spawn. This is one of the closest spawns that you can get to the resort. So you could either play it 2 ways, be the first one into resort and control it, or what you can do is head down to the crack shack. The crack shack sits on top of a hill. There is a bush on that hill that you can kind of lie in and wiggle yourself into correctly. What you can do is you can spawn peek all the people who spawned on the proper west side of the map who are moving from left to right hand side if you got a decent scope. So for the next spawn, it is actually along the wall near the crack shack. So once again, you have got one of the closest spawns to resort. So you can either run up to resort, or what you can do is still head towards resort. You can parkour your way up these hills. Now there is a ledge that you can lie down on. So when you lie down in this position, you have got a pretty juicy field of view in front of you. You can see all the people who spawned at Road to Customs, a radio tower, the weather station, all those locations, and if they want to run to resort, they will be running towards you. So this is kind of for a dual spawn. So this is for Road to Customs and Roadblock. Bear in mind, people can spawn in both locations in the same game. What you really want to do is head to Radio Tower. This is a very powerful spot on this map. If you spawn at Roadblock, you can head to the UAV drone, but the Radio Tower is got such high elevation, you can snipe people from that location. But like I said, if you spawn at Roadblock and someone spawned at Road to Customs, they will beat you there, but it's also a PvP encounter that you're actually looking for. So the next spawn is Stone Arch and out in the field. The best place for you to go is the Stone Arch or the weather station. So you can lie down on top of the Stone Arch. You can basically get 180 degrees field of view if people spawn down at the crane, at Roadblock, at Road to Customs, and even people at the Radio Tower. If you get in a decent spot on the arch, you can see everything and everyone before they even get a chance to see you. Now if you go to a weather station, there is kind of a few big rocks that you can sit behind. It's not as good as the arch, but the arch is a very known location, so people do actually look for you. But if you go to the weather station, there's a few little spots that you can see. You are kind of limited to the giant rock in front of you, but it's still a pretty decent location. So the final spawn location is the crane. Now you kind of get shafted if you spawn in this spot. There is 3 ways that you can go. Now if you go to the left, the weather station, what you can do is, this is like this little ridge that you can run up. You have to run before you get to it. You kind of like can run your way up between the 2 giant rocks either side, get on top of the weather station, and then get to where I showed in that last clip. The next one is if you go hard right, go past CCP temporary and go past Roadblock. What you can do is basically flank people who spawned at Roadblock and Road to Customs. And then finally you got the Big Balls Barrier one. This is where you just go straight for it, go straight to the drone and just annihilate every single person that's there. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this guide useful, and I'll see you in the next video.